Welcome to WRTR Real Talk Radio. The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the hosts and guests
and do not necessarily reflect the views of any affiliated organizations or institutions. This podcast is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only and should not be considered legal, financial, or professional advice.
While we strive to provide accurate and up-to-date information, we make no representations or warranties of any kind, express or implied, about the completeness, accuracy, reliability, or availability with respect to the podcast or the information, products, services, or related graphics contained in the podcast.
Any reliance you place on such information is strictly at your own risk. In no event will we be liable for any loss or damage, including, without limitation, indirect or consequential loss or damage, or any loss or damage whatsoever arising from loss of data or profits arising out of or in connection with the use of this podcast.
By listening to WRTR Real Talk Radio, you acknowledge that you understand this disclaimer and agree to its terms. Enjoy the show.
WRTR Real Talk Radio. Featured guest DJs, original shows, music news, the hottest DJs from around the world.
Hey, what's going on?
Not too much.
Ooh, terpene infused chews, lemon lime. Ooh.
That's
What?
In a good mood.
Okay. I'm there. I was wondering because, wow, okay. All right. Welcoming y'all back to a new week here on WRTR. It has been a while. What's going on, Mr.? How you feeling?
I am feeling a mix of emotions because
Okay.
on one spectrum of things, I feel great. I feel steady and secure with everything that's going on in life. But then on the other side, I still have to deal with people pissing me off, doing dumb stuff.
Speak
Y'all
about
know, I purchased a car.
Miss Daisy.
Yes, and I'm having a little bit of problems with the car dealership that I got it from.
Oh, hell.
On the way, because they basically bamboozled me, and there's a problem with my tags. So instead of me paying for what I thought was tags, they put in the paperwork for a low jack, some shit that I did not fucking ask for, and now they're playing with me. So I got to go up there Monday and show my black ass, and hopefully, I can remain out of jail.
Why? Oh my God, you have the worst luck sometimes. Jesus Christ.
I really do. But you know what? I believe that everything happens for a reason, and my foot in their ass or whoever, because somebody hung up the phone on me yesterday. And I'm enraged about that because y'all wasn't acting like that when I brought that.
Exactly. And you know,
y'all chauffeured me to the bank.
Exactly. It's always that energy. It's always that energy. Like when they want your money, it's, let's bend over and give you the world. The moment that it is up to them to give.
See what you did there.
So I mean, it's true, and people do play games. They play games in your face. They play games with your money, and it's not until you say something like, it's a shame that you have to go there and that you have to get outside of yourself, or that you even have to go up there in person and show a presence for people to show basic common decency and customer service. That shit. Ugh. Anyways.
So, yeah, y'all keep me in prayer. I'm going to have to, send some coin to somebody. So just in case they call Fairfax police up there on some scary shit and I get my ass locked the fuck up.
Don't do that.
Somebody can get some bail money for me.
No, don't do that. We're not going to go that far.
But see, that's the thing though. You don't even have to go too far for those people.
Yeah, you don't.
To call and use that.
And you said Fairfax, Virginia, so it's a whole lot of white people up there.
Exactly. So people like to weaponize the police out there, and that's what I'm saying. I could raise my voice an inch, and oh my gosh, she's threatening. You know how it is.
Oh, we all know how it is, and we are seeing it play out big time in real life, unfiltered and shit, unhinged, ain't no boundaries. They are wilding out. It has been a minute since we have talked to y'all last, and a lot has happened over the month of May. I mean, did you get a chance to hear the throwback that I did, that I put together for last week's episode?
Yes, you're damn fool. I'm so highly embarrassed about some of the stuff that I said.
No, but you know what? It goes to show how that we've actually come. You know what I'm saying? Because
I was like,
I mean, shit. Some of that shit was like from Trump 1.0. So we were dealing with this same level of nonsense, and that just going through the archives and seeing some of the stuff that we said, it's the same shit, literally, just a different day.
Yep.
Anyways, who you want to be like when you grow up, girl?
So I didn't need to look anybody up, really. I want to be like my sister.
Oh, what did she do?
She had her baby.
Aww.
All natural.
And ouch.
I now have a 10-pound.
Jesus. Is your sister okay? Jesus.
That's the first thing that I asked. I said, good Lord, have mercy. You're already in the Navy, but baby girl, you're a soldier for that. Because what? Unmedicated, a 10-pound baby, pushing it out? No. I just want to commend her for her strength. And
yes, because baby, what? 10 pounds? Jesus Christ.
But also her mental, because her husband is underway. And although that she has a lot of support from both sides of our family, I know that she must, have feelings about him not being able to be there and having to deal with everything with having 2 kids under the age of 3 years old. So it's tough, but she's pushing through, and I'm very proud of her for everything that she has been able to accomplish so far. And girl, she just had a birthday. So that's another little milestone, and I'm just proud of her. I'm proud of her for being able to maintain, especially with people's mental health and
people's lack thereof of mental health.
That too.
Because that's what got us here.
That too. So that's who I want to be like. Shout outs to my sis.
What, 10 pounds? My God.
Yeah.
My God.
21 and a half inches long.
No, absolutely not.
Yep. He's a big boy.
Absolutely not. So when I grow up, I want to be like John Ewing Jr., a remarkable individual who has made history in Nebraska as Omaha's first Black mayor, marking a significant milestone in a city where no Black person has held the top office before. So, yeah, that's right, sweet bitch. In 2025, the same year the white people are experiencing whatever weird-ass version of Black fatigue, they're out here talking about they got Black fatigue. And that we get more shit than they we have more privilege than they do. Their words, not mine. And we're still only just being able to step into our full selves and have opportunities like this. Ewing, who previously served as the Douglas County Treasurer and is a retired police officer, triumphed over incumbent Mayor Gene Stothert in a closely contested race that highlighted various pressing issues, including infrastructure, public safety, and social justice. His victory is seen not only as a change in leadership, but as a pivotal moment for representation in a city where Black residents comprise about 23% of the population. Only 23%. And y'all got all this Black fatigue. Anyways, Ewing's election reflects a broader desire for unity and progressive change in the community, promising a new era for Omaha that resonates with hope and possibility. So, yeah, shout outs to first Black.
Period.
Yeah, so Omaha, Nebraska. Wow. What we got up next? You want to do some letters?
Sure, why not?
All right, if it were lyric, up after this. Be right back.
I'm 54 years old, and I'm not going to lie to you. I'm about to destroy every excuse you've ever told yourself for why you're still stuck. You want the glow up, but still live like every day is a cheat day. Not only nutritionally, but spiritually, financially, and emotionally. You're scared of failure, but what should terrify you more is being 5 years older, scrolling TikTok and Instagram, still saying, someday. You've mastered potential, but you refuse to master commitment. You say you want luxury, but your effort is giving clearance rack. You romanticize the future, but you date your bad habits like they're your soulmate. You ask for clarity, but then you ignore it every time it shows up dressed as hard work. You want better, but you keep walking back to average like it's your childhood home. You're not tired from chasing your dreams. You're tired from running in circles around the same excuses. You want the freedom that comes with discipline, but you treat structure like it's punishment. You want success, but only if it fits nicely between your distractions and your excuses. You made a vision board for a life your habits are actively rejecting. You keep blaming burnout, but truthfully, you've been coasting on daydreams and dopamine for months. You say you're serious this time, but the last version of you said the same thing with the same habits. Book a figure it out session, or don't. Hope that helps.
Maybe not what you should do, but definitely she would if it were lyric.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your girl, Miss Lyric, and I'm back with my segment, If It Were Lyric, where I discuss all your situationships, relationships, and friendships and give my 2 cents about it. If you guys want to continue sending the stories and questions, please send them to my Gmail at lyricbravado@gmail.com. Now, let's get into it.
Okay. You want to read yours?
Yes, I'm going to read mine.
Okay.
Mine is anonymous.
All right.
And it says, for the sake of my family members, I have to remain anonymous because I'm very embarrassed. Oh my God. Okay. Dear Lyric, my wife wants a divorce.
Wow.
After 14 years of marriage, 20 years together, and a beautiful 7-year-old daughter, my wife has come out of the closet and herself as a lesbian.
Work! Sick of this dick shit.
Okay.
Funky ass balls and that wrinkled ass sack out my face. This pussy all day. It's like, nah, I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, that's awful to go through. That is awful to go through.
I am 42 and she is 39. I did not expect this. I empathize with her and her desires and identity, but I feel betrayed. She was my partner, my friend, my lover, and my family. And in 1 month, after therapy, which I suggested she take to solve her internal issues,
wow,
she said she don't love me. She is a lesbian and she wants out. My heart is broken into a million pieces, and I don't know what to do. I respect her decision, but the loss is just infinite. I had a happy family, at least I thought so, and this completely destroys my belief system. We moved to Barcelona 4 years ago, and I never suspected a thing. And then just in the last month, she manifested some doubts about her sexuality.
Wow.
Even if it was shocking news for me, I supported her. This was the worst month of my life. I did everything to convince her, from an expensive hotel near the beach to massages and cooking her favorite meals every day. It was hopeless. According to her, there is no other woman, cheating, or romantic interest. She just wants to feel comfortable with herself, which hurts more, because now I know I did not make her happy. I will always care for her, but my life is over. How do you survive this? Oh, wow.
I don't know how one manifests ideas suddenly of being gay. That's not how that works. But
so it sounds to me like she has been suppressed these feelings for a very long time now.
That's what it sounds like to me too.
And there's really nothing that you can do about it, but like you said, support her, because she's always going to be in your life to some degree, because you share a child with her. Now you just need to learn how to co-parent the best that you can. And I know it's going to hurt for a while, that this is not the life that you thought that you were going to have for yourself. But in the grand scheme of things, it will allow you to understand her better as more so a friend than a partner, so that you can be successful co-parents together. And it'll also allow you to do the same thing that you suggested to her when she was going through internal issues. Now you need to grieve the relationship and find a way to move forward. And the best possible way that I could suggest to you would be the therapy that you suggested to her.
Yep.
That's really too much it. You can't really wallow in it and blame yourself for anything, because it's nothing that you could have possibly done. This is something that she has been struggling with. And it's unfortunate that she never felt comfortable enough to talk with you about it. But on the flip side, you did help her to be able to come to the realization by suggesting she go talk to somebody. So look at it that way. And like I said, now the focus needs to shift from wife to friend
and co-parent.
Yep. And that's just all that I
focus on that baby.
Yep. But I hope that you're able to heal and one day understand and even find somebody who is going to be for you and work with this co-parent situation that you have with now your ex-wife. So,
friend, that was thoughtful. They like the mess, so I picked the messy letter. Went in there, and there's a lot of them. Some of them I'm just not going to read because they're disgusting, but this one was kind of funny. All right, dear Lyric, hey girl, you can call me Grace for the show. I hope with the warmer months coming that you get a break from your packed study schedule, but in the meantime, here's a situation I hope you all will help me through. I'm a 30-something black widow, the non-venomous kind, I assure you, who has finally decided that it's time to settle down. After a bunch of awful or unfortunate ass men work, I recently met a guy that seems almost perfect. Handsome, charming, doesn't hate women, and he knows how to cook a mean pasta. The bar is low. he can cook pasta and he don't beat me? Jesus! I wanted so much more for y'all, but y'all got to... Never mind. All right. However, there's one tiny giraffe-ish issue that's seriously fucking up my vibe in the bedroom. Now, when I read this is what got me on the letter.
Jesus.
You see, after our first 2 encounters in the bedroom, I was totally smitten. I mean, who wouldn't be? Nice guy, obviously showers and takes care of himself, and the dick wasn't bumping up against my rib cage. But then, during the most intimate moment, I'm talking pussy flooded, almost there, legs starting to shake. Girl, he made these bizarre sounds that can only be described as giraffe-ish.
Wait, what? It sounds like a dinosaur. Oh my god!
Hold on. It's like this deep ass moan, but it almost sounds out of body. The first time it happened, it startled me so much I leaped off the bed Simone Biles style. Shit was going too good, so I immediately thought, oh no, something must be wrong. I envisioned a medical emergency, perhaps a sudden case of the hiccups. I didn't know what to think. I glanced around, half expecting to see a giraffe peeking through the bedroom window, cheering him on, because I wasn't sure if I was dreaming or not. But no, it was really that nigga, blissfully unaware of the chaos he was causing in my heart, girl. The second time I was prepared, knew it was a possibility. I even played it off because we'd both been drinking, and hell, maybe he fell asleep mid-pump. So I was cool. But lo and behold, those sounds returned. And before I knew it, I was fully off the bed, completely turned off, and asking him to give me a minute. Talk about a mood killer. I genuinely adore everything else about this guy, but I can't help but wonder if those giraffe-ish sounds are a sign of something deeper. Like, is it medical? Is it something he's even aware of? Girl, is this why a fine brother like that is single? Should I be worried about his vocal cords, or is this just a quirky quirk I can learn to live with? So, Dear friends, you all keep me informed and laughing so much on my podcast playlist, so hopefully you pick this letter. What do you think? Do I give this giraffe a chance, or is it time to cut my losses and take my dating life back to the drawing board? Your comical insights would mean the world to this weary black widow. If it were you, how would you handle it? With gratitude and a touch of bewilderment, Grace. She said, P.S. Marcus, my anxiety is awful as well.
First of all, girl.
Giraffe sounds. Wow. I am
That is
Googling.
extreme. That has
I'm Googling giraffe sounds. Hold on.
that has to be the most shallowest shit I've ever heard.
Oh, no, wait. That's not it. I was about to say. No, this is an ad. Hold on. Here's a giraffe. Wait. Do you hear that?
I do hear that.
Oh, that's what a giraffe sounds. Okay. Yeah, I think I'd have got up too. What? Niggas make that sound? From where? Where does that come from?
It is weird, and they'll throw you off. But
Has that happened to you before?
That somebody made like a weird sound. Yeah.
Yes. Are you serious? Niggas out here making it sounding like y'all are out here.
It was like a dog growl. It was weird. But
dog growl?
Like I can't.
Get me! I'm turning this off. What do you mean, dog sound?
Like a guttural growl. Like I don't know.
Like was his stomach growling?
No.
I don't know what it is y'all doing. Y'all like smells. Y'all out here just you growling at the people that like you and giraffing out. Oh Lord, leave me alone.
But see, the thing about it is, I can tune I can tune stuff out. Like I'm a mom, so like
oh no, if I heard that,
if I tune stuff out all the time,
oh I would have been alarmed. I would have left the house immediately, even if it was my. You got to get out. You got no. Danger. I'm in danger. Absolutely not.
I'll say this. I can't tell people what their comfortability level is and what they deem to be unnecessary for themselves. But for me, I think that's a little bit on the shallow side. First of all, the dating pool already got dookie and piss in it. Let's be clear. With a touch of vomit. Like it's messy out here in these streets. You said you found somebody who you are compatible with. They treat you nice. The sex is good. He can cook. He's respectable. Buy some earplugs, bitch.
What do you mean? Run. No, girl, run.
Don't run. Don't run. Buy some earplugs. Y'all got to grow up. Everybody's not going to make the sounds that you expect. This is not a one of those movies. No. That y'all expect. No, this ain't that. This real life. Okay?
Okay, sure.
Y'all got to grow up.
I'm trying.
Get some of them earplugs. Put them joints in. Get the flesh tone ones. They sell them on Amazon. He'll never know. You can't hear nothing.
He'll never know.
He'll never know. How you gonna know?
You're telling people to
He'll
be
never
deceitful. What do you mean?
Put some earplugs in.
But what happens when the earplugs? What happened when the charge run out and she gotta hear him? Then what?
What?
I said, what happened when the charge run out and she got to hear him and he run all that shit? No, absolutely.
I doubt it. I doubt it. Girl, get you some earplugs, and then when he's finished, you gonna know because he gonna drop on you and not move for a little bit.
Wow.
Yeah, you gonna know. So after that, when you go get the washing off and stuff like that, rinse around and rinse it off, take them earbuds off and put them away until the next rendezvous. That's what you do. Girl, what is wrong with you? Because guess what? There's no guarantee of the next one that you get, the next man that you get, is going to be doing any of that. That's going to be the ones that's going to be disrespectful, trying to put his hands on you, moving mooching over your ass. Yeah, doing all that Bama shit.
No, if you ain't got it and I'm not attracted to it, I'm not going to engage with it. I would rather just not have somebody than to have somebody around that I'm not attracted to. I'm not doing
She didn't say she wasn't attracted.
that's true.
She said the sounds.
Yeah, she did say the fact. Okay.
She called him fine on more than one occasion.
That's true.
Therefore, that's just one aspect. That's just one thing. Like, girl, you can get over that. Guess what? Because there's no perfect man out here, just like there's no perfect woman. I'm sure there's quirks and stuff that you do that a nigga like, ugh. I don't like the way her foot curls at the tip and like that. Like, and you probably can't even help it. You just got some curly Q ass toes.
Not
like, I can't fuck with her because her toes curl. That's superficial. Y'all gotta stop being so shallow and just, accept people for who they are. If they're not harming you in any way, they're respectful, they treat you with respect. Because guess what? That's hard out here. A lot of these motherfuckers are very disrespectful. So when you find one that treats you with the utmost respect and you vibe with him and he's fine too, and he be, girl, put some earbuds in them ears and carry on about your day.
Run.
That's the real tea. There's always a solution to your problem. And that's my solution for you. If you guys want to continue to send me your advice questions, please do send them to my Gmail at gmail.com. Bye.
All right, trolling the timeline. We'll be right back. Giraffe sounds, girl.
We have some news right now. New job applicants to the federal government will now be quizzed on their favorite Trump-related policies when applying to a job as part of a major overhaul to their quote-unquote merit-based hiring practices within the federal government. According to a new memo released by the Office of Personnel Management, there are significant changes coming. The federal government will now be focusing recruitment on religious colleges and universities and homeschooling and other faith-based groups. In addition, there will be now an essay questionnaire where applicants will be required to talk about their patriotism, their, quote, commitment to the Constitution, the country's, quote, founding principles. They're also going to have to answer how they're going to help advance Donald Trump's executive orders and essentially what their favorite executive orders that Donald Trump has signed are. And folks, this is for every federal applicant across the board, from someone working at your local DMV to someone working at the highest levels of the Department of Justice. Spread the word so more people know. Follow along for all the news you need to know about. I'll have more to come soon, and you could read the full memo on OPM's website online right now.
Time to troll.
It's supposed to be a tornado. I think we're under a tornado watch. We're recording on May 31st, y'all. So, and let's get into this timeline. It's a lot. Let's just sift through it because it's a whole lot. Do you want to start, or?
I mean, I can.
Because I think we want to save the whole Diddy thing for real talk, right? Just the overall conversation. All right.
Mm-hmm.
But I do have something about Ray J. Ray J, all right, TMZ. Ray J on Diddy RICO charges. It's totally bogus. Kardashians, yes. Diddy, no. So, Ray J decided to talk to us again. Why? It says Ray J is railing against the racketeering conspiracy charge Diddy is facing in his criminal trial. He's saying a RICO charge against the Kardashians would have been more believable. Diddy's longtime friend came to his defense. By the way, y'all stay doing that. Running to other niggas' defense when they be doing shit. And here's the issue that I got with him even saying anything at all. I get sticking by your homies. I get bro code. I get all that shit. What I don't get is when the allegation, like, we all know this nigga did it. Like, in our opinions, we all know that this nigga did it. And it's more of this energy towards trying to deflect that real, like, that's the knowledge. We all know he did it. We know he going down. It's just a matter of how down he going. And it's like, oh, well, y'all ain't have to do him like that. No, I'm sick of hearing from Ray J. I'm sick of hearing from everybody in response to this. Ray J said he spent a lot of time around Diddy and a lot of the witnesses who are testifying, and based on his experience, he doesn't want to see how the RICO charge is warranted.
Boy, based on your own experiences, you leaked a damn fucking sex tape with Kim Kardashian. Let's talk about it.
Right, because before then,
is not credible.
Exactly, because before then, you were Brandy's brother. We were there to witness that.
Right.
Remember that hook? Hey, wait a minute. Ain't that Brandy's brother? Yeah.
Because
who else were you up until that point? So you talking about Kardashians should be, that would have made more sense for the RICO charges. Kardashians aren't out here sex trafficking. Kardashians aren't out here assaulting women. They're not out here purposefully, well, they are out here purposefully manipulating people. But if you're going to keep it a buck, the Kardashians are the only reason we really know you to be anything more than Brandy's brother.
Because if it wasn't for Kim lazily backing her ass up on you,
did absolutely nothing. She looked pitiful. She looked pitiful, girl. I watched that sex tape back in the day, and I was like, "This is what y'all geeked out over." Didn't you see that shit?
I sure did.
I was like, "This is what y'all going up over." Okay, I've clearly outpaced it. Is what it is. All right, your turn.
So we're going to talk about Monique's family. Yes, the comedian. Remember how I told y'all looks can be deceiving, and sometimes family issues just need to be family issues, and we don't know all that goes on behind closed doors.
I feel like we about to bring up her son.
Monique's son.
There we go.
Issues an apology to her and her family.
Okay.
Saying my family did not deserve the backlash they received.
My family ain't deserve to get dragged, y'all. Y'all dragged them.
He issued the apology to her following the comments he made about her last year. The family just reunited after the very public spat that occurred following Mo's interview on Club Shay Shay. Shalon took full accountability for his actions while also mentioning his mental health issues.
Okay, so what did he say that he did wrong? Did he say that he did wrong for speaking out? Or did he say, I'm sorry that my family got the backlash and they should not have gotten that? That should have came from me. Because at the end of the day, when you put it out there on the internet, that's public opinion. And it's no longer yours as far as family issues. So that goes back to the point that you said about family issues being family issues. But once it's out there, it is what it is. Because Monique decided to bark up first.
Did she?
Did she? She did, didn't she? I'm just saying.
Did she though?
She did. Monique has had some spicy things to say about him. And he came back in retaliation because of the things that people were saying. I mean, he can, in my opinion, this is, again, only my opinion.
Did he say something on the internet first?
Let's go back and look.
Yeah.
Okay. So who started the beef? I'm gonna put that down as a footnote to revisit. Along with the Jonathan Majors thing, because you know once I start, I'm gonna find out. But yeah, I mean, but still, I mean, either way, even if he started it speaking out about something, I don't know. I feel like a lot of things go unnoticed. I feel like a lot of conversations aren't had because people are afraid to have them now.
Well, all I'm going to say is I'm glad that they're working out their issues, regardless of who did what and who said what first, who said what last. This is the end result, and that's what it's about. Life is too damn short. You only get one set of parents, and fix that shit. You know what I'm saying? If you can, if you're able to, fix your relationships with the people you're close to, if you're open and willing to do so, both parties.
Ooh, and thanks for that layup.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, thanks for that layup, because, speaking of bad family dynamics and drama and speaking to your relatives that you were estranged from, Billboard headline, Nico McKnight, Brian McKnight's estranged son, dies at 32 after cancer battle. According to the article by Billboard, He passed at 32 after battling cancer. Nico's mother, Julie McKnight, confirmed the tragic news in a statement on social media, writing, Nicholas was, cherished husband, son, brother, grandson, uncle, and nephew, whose warmth, laughter, and love touched the lives of all that knew him. Nicholas was a self-taught artist of music and photography. His passing is an immeasurable loss to his family and all of those who held him dear. Asking for privacy and continued prayer, she concluded the statement by writing, Mama Bear and the entire family appreciate the outpouring of love and support from friends, fans, and the public. Apparently, hours before the statement was released, his uncle Claude McKnight also spoke about his nephew's death on a TikTok video, explaining that the musician had been, quote, bravely battling cancer for the past 2 years or so. Nico was one of those amazing kids, quirky and quite curious and ridiculously talented. Brian McKnight has yet to break his silence on Nico's death, though the pair had reportedly been estranged for a number of years, dating back to the elder McKnight publicly referring to his oldest kids, Nico and older brother Brian Jr., as, quote, products of sin on social media.
You are.
Nope, I'm not lying. It's right there on Billboard. It's right there. I mean, listen.
I almost cussed.
Free to do so. But when we're talking about like dynamics like this, I'm gonna try to touch this without touching this because I got my own family drama with estranged relatives. When I say that I looked at this and I had mixed feelings, I really did, because when you're estranged, when you don't fuck with somebody, you typically don't want them around. When you going through something, when you're not going through something, you just don't want them around. Yeah. But I've seen a lot of backlash online with people talking about how, you know, Brian was wrong and while he, you know, he's a fuckboy and all this other stuff, and he started, and I totally agree with all of those things. However, who's to say that Nico wanted him around, or Nicholas?
Oh.
You know, who's to say that he even wanted him to be around? But I've seen things, and I will say this: while Nico was undergoing chemotherapy, Dickface was out and about online and shit, creating Fatherhood Friday videos for his youngest child and posting celebratory videos for his stepchildren. Just gonna say, you have to be a heartless individual to know that your son, estranged or not, could pass away at any moment from battling stage 4 cancer and continue to be petty and hateful online talking about Fatherhood Friday.
Fuck him.
Fatherhood Friday, fuck you. All the F's.
Because I don't fuck with him on no day. You're trying to replace the kid, your children who are already here, just because you done moved on and remarried and did all of this stuff like that. Like, no, it don't work like that. Like, get the fuck out of here with that shit. That shit pissed me off. I saw
niggas do that shit all the time with white women.
Yeah, I saw, and that's his new wife is like Polynesian or something like that.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So
they think they level up when they change the skin tone. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, niggas will automatically think, oh yeah, she a bad joint because she light skinned. Like, what?
She's
is she a good person?
Exotic. I don't give a fuck about any of that shit.
Well, I mean, ask Ray J. It worked for him.
He gonna have to answer for that.
Yep.
And that's fucked up.
Your turn, or you?
Families.
Oh, okay.
Do we care about Elon Musk?
No.
And his alleged drug use?
I got something for him too, but go ahead. What do you do about the drug? Because I saw the videos of him tweaking online, and everybody's saying that, I don't know. Go ahead. You tell me.
So, reportedly by the New York Times, he abused drugs and dealt with family drama while he was on the campaign trail with Donald Trump.
I mean, also water is wet.
His drug use has escalated with heavy ketamine consumption that has affected his bladder and recreational use of ecstasy and psychedelic mushrooms. He also allegedly carried a daily pill box with stimulant medications like Adderall. Despite drug-free workforce policies at SpaceX, Musk received advance warnings about drug tests and raising questions about enforcement.
You said Adderall. Ooh, them bitches are getting a bad reputation for turning white people racist. Ain't that what Roseanne said too? What's going on, Adderall?
Month's erratic behavior reportedly included mood swings, binge eating, hours of gaming, and public Nazi-like gestures. Has alienated some former friends and sparked scrutiny over his toxic tendencies.
You mean this movement was caused by drug addiction? Who knew? What the fuck?
Despite his defense of drug use for depression, insiders claim his use blurred lines between medical treatment and recreation.
Of course it did. A whole lot of recreation. Oh, God. Of course. And they have been posting videos. I've been on TikTok hollering because every time I swipe up, somebody else is sharing some video of him looking all dazed and confused, and people keep blaming it on his autism. And while I'm no doctor and can't say whether or not that can be, I can definitely say that it looks to me like, yeah, something else is going on.
Well, there it is. He's on drugs. What a savage.
Okay. Well, speaking of savage people that are probably on drugs, according to TMZ, Bill Mayer says Cassie could have left Diddy, but there was something in it for her. So, I'm gonna leave that, but I mean, okay, no, actually, I'm gonna click on it because this is stupid. Diddy's defense team may just play Bill Mayer's closing argument to the jury because the way he sees it, Cassie had an option to leave, but she decided to stick around. The real-time host was blunt. He says women now have options they never had before. Abusers are now going to prison. Cops are listening to them, and they are emboldened, as Mayer puts it. The solution is simple. If you're being abused, you've got to leave right away. End quote. He acknowledges Diddy's a bad guy who should be behind bars, but not necessarily for his relationship with Cassie. Bill ticks off various texts from Cassie to Diddy, in which she talks about being down for freak-offs, calling it, quote, enthusiastic consent. And then Bill goes deep into the defense territory, saying Cassie was getting something out of her relationship with Diddy, so it was her choice to stay. Quote, if you want a #1 album on the charts so bad, you'll take a #1 to the face, and some of that's on you, end quote.
Sorry. Take a #1.
Listen. These people are so goddamn broken. My God, perk up for all of y'all that are unaware of how much you hate women. Because here is the example. He is like the rest of these just triggered men, jealous of women, are finally getting an ounce of attention. It's her fault she got her ass beat. What?
I say that.
And the crazy part is that I just had this conversation when this trial started a few weeks ago with somebody else that needs to start back at 1. Because the argument, and I've seen this increasingly again online, where people are trying to make the argument that it's Cassie's fault because she stayed there and she knew that he was a bad guy and she knew that he was mixed in dirty dealings. So what happened to her should have happened as a result of the company that she kept. Thoughts?
We'll save it for real talk because I have a lot to say about her.
Fair enough. All right. No, that's fair. That's fair. Your turn.
And it might not be agreeable.
I mean, that's fine. I mean, we've agreed to disagree before, so it's fine. Well, go ahead.
Let's talk about some happy shit.
Oh, there's none of that on my list.
All right. Even among all of the allegations that has come out about Tory Lane possibly being innocent and all of that stuff.
Is he still recording shit from the prison bathroom?
No, because he's recovering from being stabbed over 14 times. Did you
Oh
not
yeah, I
know
heard
about
about that too.
Yeah,
I heard of
almost
something
died.
about it.
It was crazy. I watched the video. The video was
Oh.
horrible.
No, I didn't do all that. Go ahead.
Yeah, some guard did that shit. But a guard released the actual footage, and now people are up in arms, and new evidence has come out, which I'm not gonna lie, I've always thought that it was the best friend, but new evidence has come to light about the whole case, and he might even be getting out, so we'll see. And then the best friend might be going to jail. Ex-best friend. They don't fuck with each other anymore. But Kelsey might be going to motherfucking jail, allegedly, because apparently there has been some evidence that was suppressed during the trial that was supposed to be released for the jury, and it was not able to, which would have cleared his name.
Okay.
I'm all for, if the nigga did it, he needs to be where he's at. But if he really didn't do it, and there's concrete evidence, which it looks like there is, because now there's congresswomen and all types of people getting involved in this now for him to get a retrial.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying? Put the right person in it, because it's not right.
If he did not do it, then that's fine. All I want, however it turns out, because I do not care, because he's still proven at this point to not be a person that I'm going to support either way. But if he did not do it, then he should not be in jail. However, I will say to the rest of y'all, out of all the names talked about in that little excerpt, you heard Tori, you heard Kelsey, you heard the best friend. What you did not hear was Meg. Leave her alone. Y'all are not mad at Megan. Y'all are mad at Megan's law. She said it herself. There you go.
So, amongst all of that, and people going at her and leaving disgusting ass comments under her posts on all of her platforms, she has announced that she is doing a collaboration of anime with Carl Jones, who is the producer of The Boondocks.
Work. See, that's the one up. You take these L's and you get a one up. Go for it.
Yep. And this announcement was during DreamCon, which is a convention for anime, gaming, and entertainment enthusiasts. And so kudos to you, because she's always been into that. If y'all listen to her last album, she wanted so bad to get a song cleared with Japanese artists, and she was able to do that, and it is fire. I be playing that joint in Miss Daisy all the time.
I love that for her. I love the visibility that she gives to the whole blurred community, because a lot of us go underrepresented, in a lot of different spaces. We are a part of so many other different spaces, but the fact that the nerds are finally getting their time to shine, I'm living for this. I'm living for it.
Yep. So kudos to you, Meg.
All right, you say good shit. I ain't got nothing good on this list. Actually, you know what? I can turn this around good. This is actually off a Fox headline too. You ready? Fox headline: 6 charged in multi-million-dollar scheme targeting food stamps in New York area.
Wow.
According to the article, again, posted by Fox, the same niggas that have been talking and posting most of the bullshit about waste, fraud, and abuse by the rest of us, post this article. 6 people are now charged with a huge fraud and bribery scam targeting food stamps, including an employee of the USDA, the government agency that oversees food stamps benefits authorities in New York City. The fraud and bribery scheme is one of the largest food stamps frauds in U.S. history and generated more than $66 million in authorized transactions under the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP, according to the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York. So authorities said the group set up of a network of supplied approximately 160 unauthorized EBT terminals to stores across the New York area. Those terminals then illegally processed more than 30 million in EBT transactions, authorities said. See, y'all were all talking about how this was y'all milking the system and it's waste, fraud, and abuse. First off, when you sent your boy in there with his black eye, when you sent your boy in there to find waste, fraud, and abuse, couldn't find it. Now we're finding out that there is waste, fraud, and abuse, but it's not in the direction of where y'all pointing. Turn that finger back inward.
But did y'all, speaking of food stamps,
oh hell,
did y'all hear about what Trump said he was gonna do in regards to food stamps?
What?
This is fucked up. You know, we're already going through it as a country, all of us. Food is more expensive, gas prices has not changed, rent has increased, all of the fuckery.
All the shit he ran on and said he was gonna fix. Yeah, all of that.
None of it. So this motherfucker decides to say that he's changing the age.
Oh yeah, I did hear about this. Go ahead.
To 6.
Wait, I heard it was 7 yesterday. Damn.
6. I just watched it. 6 years old. 6 and under for people who can get SNAP benefits.
So if your 7-year-old baby ain't prepared to go to a 9-to-5 that they don't eat, like, what do you mean?
Yep. And you know what that means? That means that they're also going to cut the reduced and free lunches in the schools.
You heard about Job Corps, right?
No, I did not.
Yep. Cut that shit out too. It's about to be a whole bunch of Job Corps employees. Like, people are posting on TikTok right now about how they are this is like, one girl posted, "This is my last meal at the at Job Corps, y'all." And yeah, shutting down all that shit.
That's the thing though. Speaking of last meals, does he not realize that most of in a lot of these households in America, school lunch is sometimes the only meal these kids will eat?
Yeah, they do realize that.
Bad.
They do realize that.
On top of that, if they happen to get food stamps, you're going to take that away. So that's the only meal they're going to have all day. No breakfast.
Yeah.
No dinner.
They don't care. And while I don't have the information in front of me, I can say that I watched a video of a Republican, let's just say Republican leader, publicly saying, well, I mean, people die. They just died sometimes. So yeah, they realize exactly what they're doing. That's wiping us out. So, I had talked about Elon Musk, black eye. Headline. Headline: Elon Musk supports mysterious black eye for Trump meeting a
good
flight scandal. So, in a rather amusing turn of events, Elon Musk appeared at the White House with a noticeable black eye on his last day as a, quote, special government employee. Now, this is from the official article.
Good.
The tech mogul had recently concluded a tumultuous 130-day stint in Washington where he aimed to cut $1 trillion from federal spending, but ultimately left with neither significant results nor a pristine image. When questioned about his injury, Musk humorously revealed that he had been, quote, horsing around with his 5-year-old son X, who had delivered the playful punch. The revelation prompted a chuckle from President Trump, who seemed impressed that such a small child could pack a punch. Now,
that's a motherfucking lie. Unless that child picked up a fucking brick and busted you upside the head.
You pulled it up?
No.
Okay. Now, this is according to Newsweek. A startling incident recently unfolded involving Elon Musk and Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, as reported by Steve Bannon. During what was described as a heated exchange, Musk allegedly, quote, shoved Bessent, leading to a physical confrontation between the two prominent figures. So, you know where the internet went with this.
He got his ass fucked up.
Hold on. The Reddit comments are off the chain. Elon Musk says the mark on his face is a black eye from his 5-year-old son punching him. Somebody commented, "Do we think it's that, or do we think he and Stephen Miller have a hilarious slap fight in the White House over Elon getting his weirdly curved groove back with Miller's wife?" Scandal. Anyways, you got anything else?
Nah.
All right, unseasoned behavior. I'm talking about Pride Month up next.
I want to speak to the Black gay man who went to DC Pride and left feeling invisible, dejected, unaligned, maybe. I hear you because I've been you. See, years ago, I had just moved from Texas, and I moved to the big city and participated in Pride because I thought I would finally feel the joy and the community of not being in the minority. I thought this would be an Elin Harris book. But instead, I found curated cliques and shallow stares, let's exchange numbers and connect, and a whole lot of "you can't sit with us" energy. And I remember thinking, is it me? Did I miss the memo? But what I had to learn was what I wrote in my book, The 4 Laws of Disruption. You have to tell the truth. Not the truth about others, but the truth about you. Black gay men are not a monolith. We don't all want the same kind of joy, or connection, or even communion. Some people come to Pride just to turn up. Some people come to be seen. Some people come to get it in. Some come to heal. And some just come because they're trying to belong somewhere. See, just like church, not everybody shows up for the same reasons. No. So if you're feeling out of place, it doesn't mean something is wrong with you. It doesn't even mean that something's wrong with them. It just means that space that you were in wasn't built with you in mind yet. So thank you, because yes, we need more diverse events and spaces because not everyone celebrates the same. Yes, we need more room for softness, for depth, for the Black queer spirit overall. But never twist yourself to fit in. Continue to tell your truth. Start with what you need, what you're actually craving for in a space, and then go out and build that. Or find folks who already are willing to join you in the building process. See, Pride may not have seen you this time, but your truth still deserves a place to live.
Marcus has your glimpse into a world without seasoning.
All right, y'all, we back, we black, and inside of this edition of Unseasoned Behavior, I want to talk a little bit about Pride Month. So, I've heard and I've seen a lot of conversation being had about Pride, about, what it means, about why we're doing it. And I've heard even over the past weekend, DC Pride getting a lot of heat for some of the things that went down there. Now, for background story purposes only, one thing that you'll know about me is that when it comes to like Pride and Pride events, I'm not out there a whole lot. Not because I'm not prideful, not because I'm closeted, or, even not because of the whole introvert thing, because I do enjoy spending time in queer spaces. But when we talk about Pride, when we talk about the purpose of it, what has turned me off over the years personally has been this. It's almost like how white people put a pretty face and a pretty pink bow on something to present you with shit. And that's been my experience. It's like you'll have all of these resources as far as home, health, all the kinds of things that you would expect to be at a gay pride event. And you have that in the daytime. But then it's like the moment that dusk hits, it turns for a lot of people into this completely kind of different vibe. And it's more so like where the hookup culture takes over and everybody, then it gets extremely superficial and for a lot of us uncomfortable. And I've seen videos emerging where people are talking about their experiences in these spaces, because you have to remember, DC gays tend to be a lot more, what's the word lyric I'm looking for? Pompous sometimes.
Oh.
Yeah. A lot of them are bougie for what? The ones that aren't And that's just like, that's cherry picking the crowd, of course. But I will say that when you go into these spaces, a lot of times there is that undertone of, do I belong here? Why am I here? This ain't got nothing to do with me. And I see that more conversations like that are being had, and they're getting more visibility. And for the gays that are well established in that life and in that culture, I see a lot of them bucking back. They feel triggered. They feel attacked. See, that's the real trigger. When you feel attacked by something, that not social media trigger. This is real trigger, where I've seen all these conversations coming back like, oh, well, I mean, maybe you was just ugly, or maybe this, that, and the third. But I mean, regardless of what your purpose is for going to a pride event, let's remember that it is all community. It is all about visibility. It's all about being comfortable in spaces and safe, comfortable and safe. And those are two different, they're things. Now, it's about being that amongst people that identify like you, people that understand you better. And it's about, reminding you that there is community. But in that community, you get some of everybody's walk of life. So as we go through these events and, just enjoy one another with this Pride Month coming up, just keep those things in mind in your interactions with people, because we got a lot of outsiders attacking us. We need to sometimes look within and remember we need to protect ourselves and not tear ourselves down also. That being said, I want to close this segment out with a piece from author and publisher Eddie S. Pierce Jr. Happy Pride Month, y'all.
As we observe and celebrate Pride Month during a time when the LGBTQIA+ community finds itself under increasing attack from world governments to the horrific violence perpetuated, especially against the trans and drag communities, I dedicate the following excerpt of my novel, Love from Behind, to Marsha P. Johnson and those who took the first most notable stand, as well as all of the queens and kings who nurture, defend, read, sashay, and entertain for the cause of equality. Dancing with a Queen. The trio pulled up to Club Escape back on the south side of Chicago. They walked right through the crowd and up to the bar with Bobby at the head. "Who is that?" Lee asks, using his mini picture to point at the gliding, ethereal, ice blue sequin spectacle. "That is a legendary icon, my brother," Jay answered, "Miss Kiki." After his experience from the first night at the pub, Lee understood that this was a drag show. Miss Kiki floated about, mouthing the words of the songs, somehow embracing the entire crowd, while simultaneously showering and infusing each individual intermittently with a flawless, finger-wagging, fierce fabulousness. To Lee, this wasn't a man in drag, this was a queen. The trance was broken by Derek walking up to the three of them. Bobby handed him some cash and leaned in to whisper to him. When Derek walked away, Lee turned to look for the queen, only to find her standing 2 feet away, staring right into him. She extended a long, slender but toned arm and a warm, welcoming hand to Lee. His feet betrayed him in obedience to her summoning. Lee took her hand. She pulled him into her, and he danced with the queen. "This all seems very new to you," she whispered into his ear. Yeah, I guess I'm obvious, huh?" "Honestly, yes, but it's because of how beautiful you are," and she pulled back to face him, breathing love and life right into him. "I don't mean your body." I vaguely remembered that time in my own life. It was scary, exciting, different, new. "Heed the words of a queen, my beautiful soul." She pulled him back into a loose embrace. "This innocence goes away. Pain and bitterness will creep in, but keep this," placing a gentle hand over Lee's heart, "open." She drew his eyes into her own. "You hear me?" Lee nodded. "Good." The queen pulled him back in for one last fierce, strength-giving hug and released him back into the cold world. God Save the Queens. Love infinitely. Eddie S. Pierce, publisher, author, artist advocate, Rainbow Room Publishing, LLC.
You know who deserves way more credit than she gets? Frederick Douglass's first wife. Because while y'all love quoting him, You rarely talk about the Black woman that made his freedom possible, who held him down, raised his children, and watched herself get erased from the narrative in real time. Meet Anna Marie Douglas. She was a free Black woman born in Maryland in 1813. She worked as a domestic servant, saving money quietly, while watching people around her live in fear or chains. So when Frederick Douglass, then still Frederick Bailey, an enslaved man, started talking about escape, Anna didn't just listen, she funded it. She planned it. She made it possible. She gave him sailor clothes. She scraped together money. She literally helped him vanish into freedom, and then met him in New York so they could get married. That's not just love. That's strategy. That's resistance. That's legacy. Once married, they moved to Massachusetts and raised 5 children. And while Frederick became one of the most famous orators and abolitionists in the 19th century, Anna was the one holding the house down. She took in boarders, she cooked, she made shoes, she ran a stop on the Underground Railroad. Her house was a safe house. Her name just didn't make the flyers. She couldn't read or write, but yet she raised scholars. She couldn't tour the world, but she kept the world that Frederick built from falling apart while he did. And history has barely whispered her name. When Frederick's fame grew, so did the distance between them. He traveled constantly, and she stayed home. He moved among white abolitionists. Some of them looked down on Anna because she was dark-skinned, uneducated, and unpolished, whatever that means. There were rumors, affairs, tension, and yet Anna never left. She never stopped. She never demanded credit. She died in 1882, exhausted and largely invisible to the movement that she literally helped build from the ground floor. Frederick remarried to a white woman, and suddenly Anna became a footnote, if that. Anna Marie Douglas wasn't just a wife. She was a co-conspirator, a strategist, a mother, a freedom funder. She's proof that behind every icon they allow us to remember, there's a Black woman they try to make us forget. So the next time you quote Frederick, make sure you say her name too, because he ran to freedom, but she packed the bag. Say her name. Anna Marie Douglas.
Why do you have roaches?
The Why File.
Why do my children hate me?
On WRTR Real Talk Radio.
Why did my vagina burn?
The truth is out there.
Explaining the unexplained. We're answering why to the questions you want to know by taking your skeets over on Blue Sky at WRTR Radio. And we take your emails at WRTRradio@gmail.com. This is the Why Files. Remember, the truth is out there. Miss Lyric, ladies first.
My why comes from me, of course. Y'all not going to get another why from somebody else because I have questions.
Okay.
Why? What?
Although you have this devious grin.
No, it's just things I be noticing. Why are some Black women so catty?
What do you
one
mean?
Another in public?
That's women in general.
But
what do we do? Okay.
To our own.
Okay.
I don't care about. No, I was gonna say I don't mean that. Yes, I do. I don't mean I do mean that. I don't really care about what other cultures got going on within themselves. I'm talking about us as a people.
I got you.
Why bitches gotta be so fucking catty?
What did they do?
So I just be noticing stuff in public, like as I'm out, there'll be like groups of women gathered together, staring at other women and giggling and saying little stuff, and I'm in earshot of stuff sometimes. I just hate that. You know what I'm saying? On one end, you see on social media Black women supporting other Black women, but in public, it be some other bullshit.
No, I get that.
And I hate that for us.
I do too.
Start like celebrating our differences, because even though we are one community, we're all Black women, Black people in general don't look alike. We don't look alike. We come in different shapes. We come in different shades. We have different personalities. It's just different. So why are you shaming another black woman in public and dogging her out? And sometimes it be like within earshot, because if I can hear it, I know that person probably heard it.
That's the same shit I was just talking about with Pride.
Why do it? Why be so catty and ratchet against another queen? Adjust her fucking crown. Don't sit there and cackle and shit behind her fucking back.
Right.
Like, I gotta give more grace.
Right. Since your wig is crooked, let me fix it for you.
No, that ass.
Yeah,
y'all
like
and laugh and make joke of something, and you don't even know what they're going through. They could have just lost a parent. They could have just lost a child, or lost a job, or got put out, or whatever the case may be.
You know what? I'm guilty of that. I'm guilty of that. So I need to hang my head though too, because I am guilty of seeing somebody, off center, and I'll be like, ooh, like, I may not say. Now, I'm not gonna say anything loud, like, oh, look at that girl over there.
Yeah, I'm talking about the ones that is like ignorant too.
But I might bump your shoulder if you with me.
But don't do it. Don't be tactful in how you present certain things while you're in public, because you never know. Like, some of y'all be loud, some of y'all be ignorant, and then when the motherfucker want to fight, then it's a fucking problem.
Right. Now, I mean, you can do it cute. And again, like I said, I am guilty of this, but I'm never going to outwardly do something. Now, if me and Lyric are standing near one another, we see somebody with a wig crooked, I might bump Lyric's shoulder and be like, yo, is the towel off center? Or like, but if, but that's cute and discreet. I'm not going to sit there and, make it loud, make other people notice, why?
Attention.
I'm not going to do that.
That's ignorant. And y'all got to do better with that shit, because it's high-key embarrassing, and it says a lot more about your character than it does about the person who you're talking about.
Ooh, that's bad.
So, why? Because the truth is out there.
Why is your wig crooked? All right. This why comes from Minnie from Dallas. Wants to know, why do I keep seeing white hands and white models all over all of this Juneteenth merchandise online?
Child, didn't I speak about that shit every year since we've had Juneteenth? I think that motherfucking shit all over. They act like they can't get no black models to save their damn life. It's annoying.
No, but what's weird is, even in these videos now, like the independent sellers and stuff, you will see white hands all over Juneteenth merchandise, and I'm like, oh, and we have anything? God damn.
Marcus, you have to remember last year when we spoke about this, I was enraged. I went on Amazon thinking I was going to find me a cute little Juneteenth shirt. And a shirt, and on one of the shirts, it said, I'm so proud to be I'm a proud black woman or something. There was a white bitch in it. Y'all couldn't find a black woman wear an I'm proud to be a black woman shirt?
They didn't want to.
Y'all got me all the way.
Why? Because the truth is out there, and it's not them white hands on black merch Juneteenth. Girl, leave me alone. All right, that wraps it up for this week's Wild Styles. We'll be back with news to make you nauseous.
Oh Lord, y'all driving my blood pressure.
Why did I just read something that says MAGA is boycotting Harvard? I hate to be the one to break it. You bitches wasn't getting in anyway. What the fuck? MAGA boycotting Harvard is like fish boycotting land. And now that's it, people. We ain't going to Harvard. Jethro, Tallulah, you're going to have to pick another school. Harvard ain't going to see a dime of my money. It's like none of y'all had a Imagine boycotting something that you didn't have a shot in hell and getting in the first place. What is wrong with y'all?
am proposing that we rename the entire planet Trump. In the world that this administration is building and this committee is enabling, everything is about Donald Trump anyway. Republicans are proposing that we put his face on currency. His name is apparently going to go on Air Force One. You've introduced a bill to add his head to Mount Rushmore. His whims are shaping everything from who gets prosecuted to who gets silenced and who gets to participate in democracy. And so I would not be surprised if one of you actually proposes a 60-foot statue of him looming over the National Mall, as we've taken, some liberty to depict what that might be. We're trying to get ahead here and skate to where the puck is obviously going. So let's skip the endless parade of one-offs here. It's far more efficient to just cut to the chase. Let's stop pretending that any of this is about patriotism or efficiency. It is all about power, control, and making everything about one man. So let's just make it official. Show Donald Trump how mindlessly cultish you are. He's going to love this. Let's go ahead and rename the planet Planet Trump.
And now,
Say what?
news to make you nauseous on WRTR Real Talk Radio. Let's go.
I'm sick of that shit. You already know it's going to happen.
You know what's going to happen. The Juneteenth?
No, Juneteenth come around. These workplaces be having the little luncheons and potlucks and shit.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be inappropriate yet again and have to issue yet another apology because they decided to serve fried chicken and watermelon and all this stuff that they think black people like to fucking eat.
They do all of that shit. You remember them monkey shirts a few years ago on what site was that? Shit, I don't even remember what
Target.
site it was. Yes, it was.
Target.
It was
Target. That's why y'all in the fucking boat y'all in now.
Exactly. Y'all had this coming because y'all had them little monkey shirts. Okay. All right. Shit. What do I say on this segment? News to make you nauseous. These are some of the stories you might not read about in the New York Times, the Washington Post, or the Wall Street Journal. It's news to make you nauseous. You going first or me?
Child, I have to go first because I've been waiting to read this story for a couple weeks now, and it has been having me in stitches. I have been dying about this. Okay.
Hold on. I hope it's not the one that I'm thinking about. Is this the one about the barbecue?
No.
Okay, then. Go ahead.
Say what? Cleveland, Ohio.
Say what?
The Springfield Township. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Now
they still eating dogs and cats over there.
Hold on, I gotta get it out.
Sorry.
Okay, while officers are trained to expect the unexpected,
of course they
finding a raccoon holding a meth pipe is a first.
Wait, what?
The Springfield Township Police Department shared.
They caught a raccoon smoking a pipe in Cleveland, the same place. Okay, so that raccoon, oh my God, so many jokes just came to my mind. Hold on, so many jokes just came to my mind. It's like you think about the raccoon, right? And then you'd be like, did the raccoon see somebody eating a cat? And was like, girl, let me get a hit of that because it's only a matter of time. Like,
it gets worse. It gets worse.
Sorry, go ahead.
Officer Branham identified the driver as 55-year-old Victoria Vidal of Akron during a traffic stop and detained her without incident. However, things took an unusual turn. When the officer went back to her car, he saw a raccoon sitting in the driver's seat. As if it wasn't startling enough, the officer shared that Chewy had a meth pipe in its mouth.
It has a name.
The raccoon is a pet named Chewy. Hold on.
Wait, hold on. I can't see it.
There you go.
Oh, wow. Is that a shirt? Does Chewy have merch?
No, it's like bags and trash and shit. There was Okay, so officers weren't sure how Chewy got a hold of the glass meth pipe in the driver's seat, but that led them to inspect the vehicle. Upon the inspection, they found a bulk amount of methamphetamine crack
Possibly.
cocaine,
You think?
and 3 used glass meth pipes.
Oh, it's bad over there.
So, of course, she was charged.
Mm-hmm.
And they turned her over to the Chattooga Falls Police Department for her active warrant.
See, that raccoon is not a pet. That raccoon is just compliant because it's so goddamn high. That's what's happening here. They getting these pets, and these pets just chilling with them because the pets are stoned. They are still very much so like rabid, like rabid, rabid, all of that, and will sit here. They will take your face off, but they are compliant because they are on drugs.
And why does he know how to hold that joint? He was like watching her, like she was smoking with him and shit.
Hell yeah. He was like, pass that shit.
Damn it.
Oh,
you her picture. I'll send it
oh
to
no,
you.
hold on. Because I'm about to look up the article myself.
I'll send it to you. No,
Oh,
you
did
ain't
you?
gotta look far. You ain't got to look far. This shit had me weak. When I tell you I was crying for a good minute.
I've heard stories after stories on this segment, and never once did I think that I would see the day that I would see a raccoon
smoking a meth pipe. Absolutely. In the driver's seat. What's happening?
Okay. So, what? Hold on. This is broad daylight.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was totally expecting something that would have happened at night. See, raccoons don't even come out during the day. This motherfucker is high. He is gone. That's what's happening here. All right. Say what, y'all.
Say what?
Y'all are making me nauseous this week because you don't read shit. And y'all go online and post shit without properly vetting it or realizing where you got it from. So there's a story out of Landover, Maryland with 2 black women back in 2023 that y'all keep merging into one story with something that happened in 2025. This is also an example of how a lot of information that we should be hearing about is actually just changed, twisted, added, subtracted, smacked, flipped, rubbed down before we get it. So the story in 2023, I'm going to read to you. Say what, Landover, Maryland?
Say what?
A grandmother was dismembered and grilled. The daughter and the granddaughter faced murder charges. The missing woman's daughter and grandchild are facing charges, including murder, after police say the grandmother was dismembered and grilled at the family's Maryland home. So this happened back in 2023. That is the one that y'all keep mixing up with this story in 2025, Landover, Maryland.
Say what?
Grandmother shot and killed inside Landover home while babysitting. The family believes someone may have mistakenly targeted the house thinking that someone else lived there, but it's still not clear who opened fire or why. A 54-year-old reverend was shot and killed inside of her Landover, Maryland home over the weekend as she babysat her grandchildren. So the shooter is still on the loose, and y'all keep making this about the killer shot, ate, barbecued. I didn't see memes. I've seen so much misinformation about this bullshit. And here's where it gets nauseating, because I've seen memes, videos, AI, people talking about this shit. And the very real truth is that on Mother's Day, daughters and granddaughters lost one of their matriarchs. Their Mother's Day will never be the same. But y'all keep making memes and jokes about how it must have really gone down on Mother's Day. And I get y'all hate women, especially black ones, but damn, can y'all go back to at least trying to convince us that you don't? Can we go back there? If you want these and more nauseating news stories, make sure you follow us. No longer over on the Twitter, but on Blue Sky at WRTR Radio. I'm over there also at MARCUSSMOOT. That is Marcus Smoot.
And y'all can find me on my usual Instagram and Facebook and TikTok at Lyric Bravado.
Alrighty, Lady Bravado. Real talk. What you talking about?
We're going to discuss this Diddy shit.
We said we about to not agree. Here we go. We'll be back, y'all.
Day 13 of Diddy's trial, and Donald Trump is finally weighing in. The president was asked during a news conference in the Oval Office if he would ever consider pardoning Diddy. He gave a long-winded answer saying they used to be friends, but wrapped it up with this.
I don't know. I would certainly look at the facts. If I think somebody was mistreated, whether they like me or don't like me, it wouldn't have any impact on me.
Over in the Manhattan courtroom, Diddy's former assistant was back on the stand for the second day, this time under cross-examination from Diddy's defense team. The assistant is using the pseudonym Mia and claims she was abused and sexually assaulted by Diddy. But she was branded a liar today by Diddy's attorney Brian Steele, who asked her about social media posts praising the rapper. Mia said a lot of her followers were Diddy fans and said, quote, Instagram was a place to show how great your life was, even if it was not true. Of course you post great times. When shown images and messages of her being loving towards Diddy, Mia said, quote, I was young and manipulated and eager to survive. Court is done for the week and will resume for week 4 on Monday. Make sure to listen to the Child Diddy podcast for all the latest updates.
Keeping it 100. It's Real Talk. On WRTR, Real Talk Radio. We keep it real.
Alrighty, let's get into this. Well, I don't want to get into this Diddy shit. That could go many different ways, but you know, I mean, for the sake of conversation, yeah. Let's talk about it. What's your thoughts?
All right, so I might not be in agreement to everything as far as Cassie goes.
Okay.
A lot has come out, even with her being involved in these little freak offs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is, I feel 50-50 about it.
Okay.
I do feel that he is dead ass wrong for, you know, whatever his role is in.
He is the role.
Well, whatever his role is as far as her. Because now there's other people coming out and saying little shit. And that's not surprising to me because people have been saying stuff, but because I guess they were too afraid of his power.
Mm-hmm. See a lot of that.
Nobody ever really came out like how Cassie did and got this ball rolling. Because this is not anything new. Like, he's had stories since the 90s. I need y'all to know that. He's had a long list and history of fuck shit going on.
Uh-huh.
But I kind of am in agreement with who do you say his name was?
Bill Mayer.
Bill Mayer.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Mayer,
whatever.
That's white people, we don't care.
A little bit. Just a little bit. Just on the I'm trying to figure out how to word this without sounding insensitive, because I don't want to come off insensitive.
Okay, so the fact that you have to do, I'm sorry, but the fact that you have to dance around sounding insensitive to not sound insensitive about something should show you that it's probably not going to sound right. I'm just saying, because we're not going to agree, but go ahead.
I just feel like she may have agreed to a little more than what she's letting on. I'll say that.
And now that is where we agree. I'm not saying Cassie showed
really?
up. No, that is where we agree. I'm not saying Cassie was innocent in all of her intentions and never did a thing wrong. That is not what I'm saying.
Good, because a lot of people have been saying that, and I've been getting into it. Like,
no, I think y'all are conflating the two conversations.
Like this innocent person.
No, y'all are conflating the conversations just like y'all did with well, not you specifically, but people are conflating the conversations just like they did with this woman, with this grandmother. It's like y'all will take bits and pieces of it. Now, Cassie's part in all of this, she was mixed in dirty dealings. We all know that to be true. Diddy, bad guy. We know that. That is solid. What I am saying is that the conversations that are being had, just like when this when this story first showed up, nobody wanted to focus on sex trafficking. Nobody wanted to focus on abused women. Everybody was talking about butt fucking and baby oil. That's what the fuck everybody focused on. Right now, Cassie, dirty dealings, yes. Did she have something to do with, setting up these appointments? I'm sure she was there, in my opinion. I do believe if the nigga you with is having a whole bunch of wild sex parties that we all know about in the streets, that you were probably there. But as far as people making this argument that it ain't all that and how we should blame the people saying something about it, maybe at some point, just like the rest of us grew up, she did. And she said, you know what? Something shifted in my life. Something has changed. And decided that she no longer wanted to be a part of that. She didn't threaten, I'm going to do this, that, or I don't know what she did as far as that. But I do know that she was trying to get out of that situation. And versus letting her get out of that situation, we all saw that video where he chased her down and beat her and did all, like, why are you doing that?
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about the role that Diddy played. Diddy is the role. He's the whole point that there's bread. He's that like he's there. This is around what he wanted to have happen. Now, is there there's a whole bunch of people involved? Absolutely.
Oh yeah, there is.
And I don't think that we should villainize the people for saying something about it. I mean, you got Kid Cudi that just testified this past week talking about how after he had started dating Cassie, that Diddy went after him and, broke into his house, was sitting there, called that man from his house. Which sidebar, why do people keep breaking into Kid Cudi's house? Didn't that,
first of all, he set his...
He need a better security system. ADT, somebody.
He blew up his car in his driveway.
And did that. So, as far as, like, when we talk about people being afraid to say something, like Bill Mayer talk about, well, I mean, women have rights now and they can just say something. Women had rights back then to just say something. The thing is, the repercussions after what happens afterwards. That's what we're talking about. We talking about her new boo getting his car blown up in his driveway. That's what we're talking about. But you are conflating the two conversations in order to take heat off of Diddy. Mm-hmm. He did that shit. We all know he did that shit. Stop trying to protect him.
My whole thing is, I don't like that people are trying to make it seem like she's this angel. Like she was just this perfect being who Diddy just ran over and made all the decisions for her.
No. She needs to be in jail too. She needs very much so to be just as liable for which parts that she played. Now, we could talk about parts and responsibility when it comes to dispersing, or I'm sorry, when it comes to, like, I guess, piecing out the sentences and shit. We could talk about that.
Well,
but when we talk about the abuse of women, when we talk about the fact that people can't just, quote unquote, like Bill Mayer, go to the police because they have rights now, the same goddamn rights that we all still have and have not changed. We can't, y'all cherry picking. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So let me think back of where I was going with that. My thing is, I just feel like, we have to stop with this whole, every time something happens, okay, yes, there's a victim and this, that, and the third, but as it's coming out, she was the one responsible for getting these people to come to these freak-offs. How they was getting paid was by her. Y'all love to sit up in here and be like, oh, Cassie is a victim. Yes, she is a victim to a certain extent. And this is what I have a problem with. People just trying to make it seem like she's this angel in all of this. No, she played a part in it too. Like, yeah, she was with that shit for whatever her reasons were at the time where she was actually consenting to it. She was with that shit. She was. Now, I wanted to talk about this Diddy shit because it has come to light that Trump said
No,
he might possibly pardon him.
let me tell you what's going on with Trump in this. This is the thing. Trump keeps baiting black people because he can't figure out why we not burning shit down by now. He came out. He keeps doing thing after thing after thing, and Juneteenth is coming up. Wait for it because it's about to happen. But he just keeps baiting black people, and he tried that shit with Derek Chauvin.
Yep.
He keeps on, black. He says woke now, and where we all know that he wants to say black, but he says woke. They'll do shit like that to try to poke at black people and make us respond. He wants a response from us so that he can then do more egregious shit
in his
that
agenda.
he wants to do. Yes, that's what he wants. And this whole Diddy thing, at this point, he may pardon the nigga. He might just say, you know what, walk.
You know what I was thinking?
What? I don't think
the FBI
recovered
a whole bunch of tapes and evidence and stuff like that, and he was using that as blackmail. Why wouldn't he? He already admitted during that same press conference where he was talking about it that he used to be friends with him. What makes anybody think otherwise?
Okay, let's be completely clear, because I think a lot of people get this shit mixed up too. White people, when it comes to whiteness and on the level of whiteness that Trump is, when he says friends with Diddy, he simply means somebody else that he can manipulate the black community with. That's what that's what powerful white people mean by black friends. That's what they mean. That's why Snoop is sitting there performing at cryptocurrency balls and shit, because of this kind of nut shit.
But I also think that even if he didn't appear, Diddy has had access to a lot of information. And in the entertainment, in the world, period, information is top dollar. Okay? That's a currency amongst that scene. And even if he's never physically attended something, I am willing to bet bread he got a tape of that nigga on something.
I doubt it, but
I guarantee it. Look, he's already been convicted of, the whole sexual allegation that he had with that lady. What makes anybody think anything else could possibly not be on tape?
I'm
telling you. There's a lot of motherfuckers on tape.
Yes,
from
Trump.
From those things, I honestly agree. I honestly think that he's on tape somewhere.
I don't think that Trump is on tape doing nothing at no Diddy parties, but I'm
not saying Diddy party. I'm not saying Diddy party. I'm talking about period. This is what I'm saying. This is why I said what I said about information being high currency. You don't know. Files can be transferred. Money can be paid.
I think if he had
a fucked up predicament and Diddy got that tape.
I think if Diddy had that tape, he would have used it by now. I believe if Diddy had that tape, he would have used that right now to force Trump's hand for a pardon. He would have been pardoned by now.
Who's to say it hasn't been already said? Because where did Trump and pardoning Diddy just came from out the blue? I don't think so. I think
Trump ain't got no history of rescuing black people, so I mean it just
exactly. That's my point.
Oh, okay. You think
that's my point?
Okay,
you're low key proving my point. When has he rescued any of us?
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. Well, I don't know. I believe that he's gonna tease it, and I believe that he's gonna push up to it. But I don't think that he's actually going to pardon it.
We'll just have to see.
Because
if he does, remember, y'all, I said this shit on May 31st. Remember, I said this shit.
Okay. I mean, I'm gonna let you have it. If he does, then fine. You know what? And bring it back up. Throw it in my face. But I mean, he does not have a history of it. I know that if he does pardon him, I know that it's not just. I know that it's not going to be just like bad for the blacks, because I mean, yeah, we feel a certain type of way, but white people are even pissed off about Diddy. White people are paying attention to this, and it's some of the like they're talking about fucking people with ketamine laced baby oil. So you know the whites down there in hick towns and stuff are definitely tapped into this. He ain't gonna pardon him because then he has to convince them of why he didn't. He's not gonna do it. Politically, it would fuck him over. I think so.
I don't think nothing at this point is gonna fuck him over. Everybody's acting like they scared to correct the fuckeries that he's already doing.
Oh no, I do it weekly.
And the things that he's doing is not even just affecting black people; it's affecting everybody. And nobody is saying word. Nobody is saying a word.
Nope.
So what that's really gonna do? He really doing what the fuck he want to do at this point.
Yes.
Let's be honest. So him deciding to pardon Diddy is gonna probably be in the news for maybe a month or so, and then he gonna find something else to literally destroy, and that's gonna be talked about.
Possibly. Now that I don't know. We'll see. We definitely will. You got anything else about the Diddy thing?
I don't. Did he do it or did he not do it? We'll see.
I mean, he definitely did it. It's just a matter of how far he going and going down. Oh God. But as far as this Trump shit goes, though, just I don't know how I want to end this. I don't, because there's so much that I want to talk about. Okay, you know what? Let me run it back. As far as this Trump thing goes, I'm going to say it to y'all like I said so many years ago on our other show. When Trump first got into office, not first, but when this COVID shit first hit. And everybody, they was closing offices left and right. Nobody was able to work. It's kind of mirroring what we're dealing with right now. I told y'all, I said, go dispute things on your credit report. I gave y'all that one up. A lot of y'all didn't do it. A lot of y'all hit me up afterwards like, oh, I should have did it. Okay, fine. I'm going to give you another one this time. Harvard is offering free classes online. Free courses online in response to this backlash that they got going back and forth with them and Trump. Don't know what I'm talking about? Look it up. Google it. But they have free online courses that they are offering now, and some they've always offered, but they have even more that they're offering now. Might not be such a bad idea to use this downtime that we're not protesting to maybe level up on some personal levels, because it may look good depending on what you're going for, to have something like Harvard educated, Harvard certification, that kind of thing on your resume. Just maybe a level up. Just saying, something to think about. I don't know what y'all's career paths or aspirations are, but if you're sitting there doing nothing, some of them are 11 weeks long, some of them are a week long, some of them are a webinar. Some of them you can pay to have them send you one of them very, very, very fancy official looking certificates for after the completion of the class. Like you can level up. Look for ways to level up, because it's gonna happen. Revolution coming. Want to be in a position to be your best you. So anyways, thank y'all for kicking it with us another week here on WRTR. Miss Lyric, thank you always. You are always so fun, even when you don't agree with me.
But I'm shocked. We did actually agree.
We do. Okay. You know what? That's growth on both of our parts. Or maybe we're just bad influences on one another. We'll see. That show from last week. Wow. Why don't we do the Karen segment anymore? Why did I stop doing that? Shit.
We sure need to start back, because
no, I'm not screaming no more. That shit was hard on my voice. Maybe that's why I stopped.
I will. I listen. I'm a vocalist. I can take over for you. No problem.
No, I think I turned it into unseasoned behavior because a lot of that's Karen content and people pissing me off. Well, whatever.
Next week, I'm gonna talk about a situation that happened at the grocery store that involved my mother that pissed me off that I just found out about. We'll talk about it next week.
About that. So, I'm moving. That being said, I might be off for like 2 weeks. So, yeah. So, I mean, you still might have the show. You just might have a stand-in.
No problem with that.
I mean, because you this will be the first time that I've taken multiple weeks off with somebody else hosting. So maybe I'll look up and see who's doing what. But otherwise, y'all bear with us, and we'll holler at y'all next time.
Absolutely.
Right on WRTR Real Talk Radio. Bye.
Bye.
WRTR Real Talk Radio.
This week's show featured work from TikTok creators Hattie_Willoughby7, Aaron Parnas 1, Carmen Michael Smith, Ashley the Baroness, Boss Up Get It Now, Anonymous Guy 13, and Daily Mail, using our platform to amplify your voices.